Hi, I'm very dynamic with the Houston 100, and today we have the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Wendell Champion for Congress District 18. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I am dynamic.
You are.
Yes, thank you. Well, you're a champion, so who has the best name?
I'm going to have to wrestle on that. I'm going to have to say champion beats a berry all day. I'm not sure.
I don't know, but when you're dynamic.
Dynamic and champion, I'm not sure about that.
Okay, we'll just do it. We'll draw it.
It's a draw.
Awesome. Well, welcome so much to the show. We're very excited to have you here. So walk us through memory lane. We have you as a former Army captain, law enforcement, and now you're running for Congress. So walk us down this memory lane.
Well, I've had some really great experiences. If you look at my website, I talk about welfare to West Point, and that really encapsulates the entire life that we've had. My mom and I lived up in Brooklyn, New York, in Queens, New York, in Albany, New York, in Troy, New York, and we lived on welfare. And she was a 17-year-old mother, 17-year-old pregnant, had some health conditions, and so we learned to really survive through that. Mm-hmm. And so when we talk about living in the city without a father, a lot of the same challenges that everyone has, many people have here, those are the types of things I've started to talk about. Mm-hmm. But then when we go beyond that, we can go back and visit some of that. But the professional experiences have been absolutely wonderful. Like I said, I was a captain in the Army. I've been a captain in the Army. I've been a licensed attorney here in Texas for over 20 years. I've worked in big businesses, small businesses, oil and gas, pharmaceuticals, banking. I've worked for myself at times. Now I work in law enforcement, in the sheriff's office. I've also worked in ministry and community involvement. So I've had this incredible journey of different experiences that really prepared me, I think, like no other, for Congress.
Awesome. So when did you know that Congress was going to be the next step for you?
Sure. Over this last couple of years, you see a lot of things have been changing at a dramatic speed here in America. Mm-hmm. Challenges that, quite frankly, I just didn't expect to see at this time in my life. Mm-hmm. Going back to New York City, 1970s, early 70s, I was going into elementary school. And we were singing songs like, "We shall overcome, black and white together, we shall overcome." Right. And so now when I get into my 50s and I see what's going on in America, it really challenged me to say, what do we need to do? And we couldn't just stay on the sideline and watch America go in this direction that seems to be dividing more than it's coming together. Mm-hmm. And you have to have individuals that can lead people back together. Mm-hmm. And based on all those different experiences I've shared with you, I literally believe that I've been prepared for such a time as this to unite folks, to answer some of these questions based on my personal experiences, professional experiences, educational experience, and family and social challenges as well. So go back just about a year and a half ago, and we started really thinking about it and talking about it. And so we made that decision that now is the time to get in. Couldn't just stay on the sidelines. Got to get into battle. I'm a warrior, and that's what we've got to do.
Awesome. And so knowing that now is the time for change, you are an African American man who is also a conservative.
Sure.
When did you know that you wanted to be a part of this party, and what can you tell people that are still trying to decide on what side they are, how you're able to make those decisions?
Well, first off, I'm going to say this. One of the things I continue to say is that we were not born Democrat or Republican. Mm-hmm. Okay? And so we have to take those labels and push them aside for a minute, and then start to think about what are the things that we really believe in. And what you'll find out is that, quite frankly, the African American community, the black community, and I like to say American plus black, mm-hmm. the American plus black community is more conservative than just about every other community in this nation. Mm-hmm. Our founding principles, the things that we really believe in, really do resonate with this, quote, conservative Republican Party. Faith, family, freedom, all those things are things that we've been taught ever since we were children. So if we get rid of the party labels, then that allows us to really think about those things that we value most. Mm-hmm. So the assumption a lot of times is because I am an American black man, that my voting history would have been Democrat growing up, and somewhere along the line I changed, but that was never the case. So I've always voted at the national level for Republicans in office. And it would make sense when I looked at the way I was trained from biblical principles, again, faith, the values that we have in protecting our families, they focus on that. And so, and freedom. I'm a military officer, West Point graduate. I believe in patriotism. I believe in nationalism. And I say that knowing that those families, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, my brothers, believe the same thing. It's just that we've been aligned with one party.
So as we're approaching Election Day, what is some of the advice and the results that people can look forward to of what you're looking to bring forward into the community?
Sure. So when we look at our communities, one of the things that we need to make sure we do is find opportunities, create opportunities, and make sure that every family in this community, across District 18, has a path to prosperity. So we need to make sure that we have jobs and training. We have prosperity in our communities that we can really see. We're not seeing it. We're not seeing it. We have too many young men that aren't being taught what job skills are and aren't being trained for jobs, and we're not bringing the corporations into the neighborhoods. So one of the things you're going to find out is once I get to Congress, it only takes a few phone calls. It's not that difficult. I already have companies that have talked to me about bringing their parts of their operations into our inner city neighborhoods. But they have to have leadership that they can trust.
Right. Okay, awesome. Well, let everyone know where they can find you and how they can support, and of course, remind them about Election Day.
Sure. So if you go to champion2020.com, that's champion2020.com, and you'll find out all about our campaign. Again, we talk about welfare to West Point because we understand the people, we understand the challenges. But most of all, it's important for every one of us to believe that we have opportunities in this country, to believe that we have prosperity paths in this country, and we all know that we want safer communities for our families. So champion2020.com, check it out, and you'll see that together we win. And I like to say, if I can, to everyone, God bless you, God bless your families, and God bless America.
Thank you so much. And you have been watching the Houston 100. I'm very dynamic, and we're signing off.